Alright, 4th grade, welcome back. Today's mini lesson is on modeling the addition of fractions. So please write that as the title of your next blank page. Close your math notebook up, unpause, and concentrate with me. So last time, we kind of been dealing a little bit with decomposing and adding fractions. So last time, we took a fraction like, say, 4/5 and used our fraction bars to decompose that fraction into different, turn on my snap, different, what, there we go. So there's 4/5, and we did stuff like decompose it and say, well, I could turn that into 1/5 plus 3/5. Or 2/5 plus 2/5, or anything like that. So we added fractions kind of in that way. So I could take that and break it into a sum. And there were lots of other sums we could do too. That was just one of them. So let's talk about just questions that involve just adding fractions today. It's like this. Say pizzas are usually cut into eighths. Let's say I have 3/8 of a pizza left over and Miss Richter has 2/8 of one, and we decide to combine ours. How much pizza do we have? So in this case, we just have a question adding two fractions, right? I have 3/8 of a pizza and I want to add to that Miss Richter's 2/8 of a pizza. And so I want to model how that looks. You can probably already see it in your head. So I'm just going to take my 3/8, 1, 2, 3, and I would add to that Miss Richter's 2/8, or was I backwards? One of us had 2/8, right? Yeah, Miss Richter's 2/8. And so if I want to add 3/8 and 2/8, adding means put together, right? That's what adding means. So I would just take my 3/8, 2/8, put them together, and would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. So I take a 3/8 fraction and add a 2/8 fraction to it and put them together. I end up with 5/8. Not much to it, right? That's how it works. Open up your math notebook. Let's do two together. I want to show you. We'll do one like that and then one slightly different situation. So let's do this one together first. What if two people, wait a minute, I think that's the one I wanted to do second. Let me check here. Yeah, I want to do that one second. Let me move that up. Alright, so brownies are usually cut into 12ths. Let's say Miss Griffith has 9/12 of a pan of regular brownies and 2/12 of a pan of white chocolate brownies. Model the total fraction of a pan of brownies that she has. So she has 9/12 of one kind of brownie, 2/12 of another kind, and we want to add those together to see what total part of a pan of brownies does Miss Griffith have. So we'll draw this ourselves. Let me show you with the bars first, just so you can see it. So what we would imagine is a 9/12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we want to add to that a separate pan of 2/12 and want to know what's going to happen when I add these together, right? And so, of course, I would say, all right, 9/12. If I add 2/12 to it, I'm going to have 10/12. Oops, weird. And then 11/12. So I add 9/12 and 2/12. I end up with 11/12. So I want us to draw, since we're modeling today, I do want us to kind of draw that together. So we'll just kind of say, let's draw a 9/12 block. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's say, oh, I need to do 12. So I'm sorry, that's a ninth. Undo. So I'm going to say, see how we can do this. I know. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So all these are 12ths. 1 12th, 1 12th. Make sure you give yourself enough space to write this in there. 1 12th. 12ths are kind of annoying. A lot to write, a lot to draw. A little. Can have a lot of them. So I don't know, one way to maybe show that I'm adding these in a drawing, if you don't have the fraction bars to show, is maybe I will color, 9/12 one color, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9/12. And then I'll add to that 2/12 in another color, I thought. Another color. And there I can kind of see 9/12 plus 2/12 equals 11/12. And you can probably get to the point where you can do that pretty quick without the drawings of the bars. I just kind of want you to have something to look at to understand how it looks. Okay. All right, let's do one more together. So what if two people both order large pizzas for dinner and have 3/4 left over? And then they bring the leftovers to school to share. How much total pizza do they bring? So looks like two people have 3/4. So it looks like I've got 3/4 plus 3/4. So I think I will model, since pizza is usually in circles, I think I will model that with circles. So let's see, pizza number 1. And remember, we need our pizza, if we're going to add them, we can only add the same holes. So I need my two pizzas to be the same size. Otherwise, this doesn't really work. So I'm kind of thinking like this, right? I've got fourths, and each person has 3/4 to contribute. So one person brings this much pizza, and another person brings this much pizza. And what you're probably noticing here is I have more than a whole pizza when I add these together, and that's okay. That can happen. So the first thing I would do is say, well, how many fourths is this? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fourths, which is a strange fraction to write, but one way you can write the answer to this question is 6 fourths. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4. You can have a fraction where the numerator is more than the denominator, it just is more than a whole, right? And so another way we could write that, you could say or, if you kind of imagine, let's say I take this piece and put it over here and fill that pizza up, and then I have 2 more over here. Another way you could write that is 1 and 2/4. So this, if we write it like this, is called a mixed number. And is 1 whole and another 2/4, because I could rearrange this so I had that fourth over here, and there's 1 whole pizza and 2/4 left. Either one of these is okay. You can write it either way. And sometimes that happens when you add fractions. Sometimes you end up with more than 1. Okay. So that is how that works. That's how you model the addition of 2 fractions. You just draw the model and imagine putting them together. If you feel like you've got a good handle on this, you're all set. So still a little shaky, go ahead and watch either the I Do or the We Do's again. And just kind of make sure you're off to a good start. See you tomorrow.